What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Dynamic Discs Sheriff. This one is a brand new high-speed distance driver from Dynamic Discs. Huge thank you to Bobby and DD for hooking me up with this disc to test and review for you guys. I definitely appreciate their support. It's really great to be able to work with him. He's crushing the media game, and I'll put it out there right here. I don't know why other manufacturers don't have somebody filling a similar role to what Bobby's doing, because he's just crushing it out there. And they should definitely be ripping him off. But let's move on to the review. Dynamic Discs Sheriff Lucid Plastic. This one's 13, 5, -1, and 2 for the flight numbers on this guy. Beautiful disc. I love the stamp on this thing. Got that kind of foil. It's like, it looks purple or pink, and then it also has that kind of holographic prism going on in there. Really beautiful. A little bit swirly, white, opaque white lucid plastic on this thing too. 175 grams or 174 grams, so max weight. If you can see that, which you can't. I'm trying to show it to you. There it is. 174 grams, max weight Sheriff. This thing feels great in the hand. It is a nice wide rim feel, but it's not uncomfortable. It reminds me quite a bit of the Trespass. We are going to be comparing it to the Trespass quite a bit for this review, as I think is only fair based on what everybody's been talking about with this thing. I'm a little late to the party. You know, it took me a little while to get this thing, but I'm really happy to have gotten my testing done on it and get the review out there for you guys. So yeah, lucid plastic feels great. I like the opaque lucid plastic whenever possible, so I'm really happy he sent me this one. I just like the way it looks. I like the feel of it. It's almost like hybrid between lucid and fusion, just slightly. But yeah, this thing feels great in the hand. It feels like home to me. I'm very comfortable with the Trespass, and it doesn't feel that much different. I'm going to put it up next to a Trespass just so you can get a quick idea. Here's my Cobra dyed pre-Sweden Trespass, which is a beautiful flyer. I love the pre-Swedens. They're pretty rad. If you can find them out there, I definitely recommend those early pre-Swede Trespasses, especially they tend to be opaque lucid again, and they're just phenomenal flyers. So there's your look at the side-by-side there. I'm going to attempt to put these, match up the inner rim here off camera so you can see any differences in the size. That's pretty close, and you can see that the Sheriff's just a little bit wider, but it's really similar in design overall for sure. So all that being said, how does it fly? Well, it flies kind of like a Trespass, only it's got a little bit more stability and a little bit more speed. Testing these two back to back quite often, you know, on the same line, trying to release them on the same angles with similar power. Mostly full power throws. These are distance discs, and I wasn't trying to, you know, not like everything I possibly have, but I'm trying to throw them as far as I can, get good energy on them, see how they're going to react, and thrown on different angles. The Sheriff consistently just going that hair farther than the Trespass. It's definitely like a big boy disc. You gotta put some rip on it. You know, it's not something that you're going to finesse or kind of like weak arm. You know, you definitely aren't going to get good results with unless you commit to a shot and release it with some good hit. You know, hit that hit point the way you want to, and it's going to fly a nice route. I can definitely see where some people are thinking it's a little bit more overstable than they might like in a distance driver based on arm speed. It's certainly not something I would recommend to a beginner player by any means. And at the same time, if you are a big power arm, it would probably be more of a hyzer flip distance disc for you. But for me, kind of in between, a little bit advanced but not big arm, let's put it that way. I think this is a perfect disc for you to check out. If you already throw the Trespass, it's definitely something you want to see. How does it fly? You know, get a Sheriff, try to get one around the same weights that you throw your Lucid, you know, Trespass or your Fusion Trespass. The Sheriff is available in Fusion plastic now too, so if that's what you're into, you can go that route. For me, with the nice Lucid, this one's 174, same as this Sheriff. This one's a little bit more broken in, but with that Lucid plastic, it holds flight characteristics for so long that it's still plenty stable and a great flyer. They fly very, very similar, just the Sheriff is just a little bit more stable and wants me to throw it a little bit harder to get a similar result. and it tends to creep just that little bit farther. It's not so much farther that I must have the Sheriff in my bag. It's going to take some time for me to determine whether or not it's something I need to have. It might end up being basically like a slightly more stable trespass. If I want to throw a trespass, but I want to make sure it has a little bit more turn resistance and maybe a little bit more hookup at the end, and just a little bit farther of a push down the fairway, just due to that natural speed. The Sheriff could be a great disc for that, but ultimately I may end up just sticking with my trespasses because I know them that well. All in all, the Sheriff is a great disc for you to check out, though, if you're looking for something that's stable. You can throw it hard. You don't have to worry about it getting squirrely on you. I wouldn't really throw it into the wind, per se, unless you don't have a big arm, or if you're comfortable kind of throwing on a hyzer and letting it kind of work into the wind. It might work okay. I can get decent results in the wind with trespasses, depending on the severity and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, not necessarily something I would recommend as a headwind driver, but for lower wind situations, maybe even a little bit of a tailwind, definitely a good distances for you to check out. I'm sure most of the DD players out there already have tested one. If not, I recommend that you do so. That's my review on the Sheriff. I'll check you guys later. Cheers.